Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Twilight Romance, along Leo's route on episodes 5 and 6 today. And we're just jumping right into a fight that began in the last episode, though no swords have clashed yet, but I'm sure they will. So you can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story.
I'll settle the matters with Leo, so Yukari, you take care of the other.
As you command. Can I just run away while they're fighting? When he finished saying that, Ray leapt high toward Leo to attack him.
Damn.
He does have his sword out in his, uniform. Cool. He looks good. Although, his ribbon should be red instead of blue. Leo took a stance, using a white sword to block the black blade.
Ray, why don't we stop fighting like this?
Ray's black sword and Leo's white sword clashed as they fought.
What are you saying? Willing to hand over the crown to me now?
While the violence occurred on one side, Akira and the red-eyed woman were also involved in a fierce fight. Do you really think you are a match for me? Why wouldn't he think that? You haven't done anything yet.
Grr, damn it.
Well, I guess maybe, no, he might not. Off-balanced, Akira received a few injuries. Oh no! Now then, allow me to end this now. I felt my skin chill upon seeing the woman's cold smile. Right then, her sword swung down on Akira. Akira, run! The sword that was supposed to cut Akira was deflected by Leo's sword. Yeah, he's gotta have super speed. You are in my way. He saved him, even though the two were always at each other's neck. Because he knows that I would be upset if Akira was hurt. The one who was most surprised, though, was Akira.
You
are Dirili's precious friend, right, Akira? Exactly. You were only saved because of me.
Well, that's it. I've had enough of being stupidly stubborn.
Well then.
Yeah, let's go.
That's right, now you guys can be friends. Leo and Akira fought together, back to back. I can't believe this. The two had a rivalry in this battle situation they were forced into.
Impudent dogs. Yukari, release your maximum power.
As you wish. Upon saying those words, Ray and the woman started to move faster than before.
Ray, your body can't handle that kind of pressure. Stop it right now. You think I'll listen?
Sparks flew from their swords as they fought fiercely.
Enough wasting time. Dirili, this is my true form, so don't be scared, Kay?
Let's see how Dirili takes it this time. Huh? Akira's form became that of a beast. His nails grew long, almost like he was becoming a wolf. What in the...
Just as I thought. You are part of the werewolf bloodline.
It can't be. Even Akira wasn't human?
You're hiding your true form too, right?
Yeah, so you're not the only one with a secret. Akira whispered something into Leo's ear, making Leo chuckle.
You have sharp senses as well. This is great, seeing that I can fight our long-time sworn enemy, the werewolf.
Are you guys switching partners now? Ray's black blade struck at Akira, but Akira didn't take a single cut from it. One of his arms had simply stopped it.
Whoa.
Really? His flesh can't be cut by the sword?
Taking me too lightly, aren't you? Give me all you got.
As a result, we had taken the upper hand in the battle, but the amount of shock and surprise had taken its toll. Who should I believe in now? The same people you believed in the whole time. When I had just spaced out, a gunshot sounded, grabbing my attention. It seemed like a bullet had grazed Ray's cheek. Ah, Shion to the rescue!
You human trash!
As I glanced at the entranceway, two policemen stood wielding guns. And Akahoshi, I guess.
What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious?
Upon hearing Akira say that, Mayazumi looked at the surroundings with a displeased expression.
Now, don't get that upset, Shion. You're not usually like this.
I really want to rout with Akahoshi. Although Akahoshi said that while shooting a shot, Ray and the woman escaped without a single injury.
Akahoshi, lower the gun. You did what you needed.
You really are rough with others.
Upon the two policemen's appearance, the battle was over, but my shock hadn't disappeared.
Are you okay, Dirili?
I stood still and silent, not wanting to see anything.
Dirili, are you alright?
Leo walked toward me, as he must have been worried about my well-being. Let's see, what would I do? Yes? Sorta? Maybe? Give me a few minutes? They left it in Japanese, they didn't translate it. Which means yes. So, yes?
I'm sorry that we forced this upon you, but I'm glad that you understand.
Leo immediately showed me a smile.
Dirili, you don't look well.
Akira was about to touch me, so I unconsciously avoided him, even though he was not in his werewolf form anymore. I don't like it when that happens. I feel bad.
So you're scared of me?
Akira averted his gaze and stayed away from me.
Really? It would have been better if we had revealed everything from the beginning,
said Mayazumi, who I assume is perhaps human.
It would have been best if we explained everything before things became like this.
What is happening? Hey, were my parents really killed by a vampire? Although Ray had told me that, I didn't want to believe it. Same for the fact that vampires would appear again. But there was something I was most shocked about. Everyone is not human? My daily life had this oddity from the start. I just didn't notice it. I must have been living so carelessly. All of the days I lived ignorantly with Sei and Akira felt so nostalgic now. Now you're wishing for those old normal days?
It is true. According to the records, they were presumably killed by a vampire.
Mayazumi said, while looking downward. Although I had asked the question, I didn't want to hear the answer.
While I was not directly in charge of the incident, it was an unusual one, so I remember it well. But to be attacked by vampires again.
Huh?
You became an escort to be guarded because vampires all over the country are targeting you.
All over the country? How'd they even find me? Why me? I faced Leo with my clinging feelings, which were warped. Leo... Time to choose another action? Will you be my ally? Somehow the other two sound more appropriate to me, but I guess in the interest of moving our relationship forward, will you be my ally? Will you be my ally?
Of course.
As a human being? But with my hopes placed in vain, Mayazumi's words tore out my heart.
Sorry to say, but he's a vampire. A pure-blooded one.
It can't be. You didn't notice the eyes? And the sword appearing from nowhere? Will I die just like my parents did? With my blood sucked out? I laughed in all of the despair.
Dirili.
I see. So Akira also lied to me. Everyone was deceiving me. Everyone was telling a lie. I turned back and tried to run, but then Leo grabbed my shoulder.
Dirili, believe us. I won't ever hurt you. In fact, I'll protect you.
I couldn't say anything from all the fear and confusion. Leo gently let me go. Why me? Even if I was bored of my life, I never wanted to die.
Well...
Mayazumi was about to say something, but Leo interrupted.
I will explain it to her. I'm the central cause of it.
Then Mayazumi pulled out his guns.
If you really feel that responsibility, are you willing to take a gunshot right here and now? If we could settle with that, I would. I wanted to live as a human. But that itself is impossible. Hey, can you explain it in a simpler way?
Oh. Leo, who was prostrated, raised his head.
I am a vampire, chosen to be their king. And it's true that vampires decay in the daylight. So then, what's the problem? During the coronation, blood of excellent quality is required to attain the status. That means... we need to release blood.
Why do I have excellent blood anyway? Will we ever find out? Let's see if there's anything to be told in episode 6. In order for Leo to become king, my blood is necessary? Does that mean everything until now was a lie? Him protecting me from Ray and saving me from falling down the stairs? Was it all because my blood was a necessity that he was caring for me?
I really think that putting you to rest here is the best decision.
Mayazumi gave a sharp glare at Leo.
Doing that will only make matters worse. This is no warning. This is my kindness to you.
But Leo showed worry to Mayazumi without any sign of fear.
People will come to kill you, and then us monster hunters will then hunt those vampires down. If you really haven't awakened to your vampire side, I'll take you out while you're not empowered.
Mayuzumi retook his stance with his guns.
Hey, Shion, what are you thinking?
When I heard the royal successor was here, I felt it was my chance to eradicate them all.
What do you mean, all of them? That doesn't make any sense at all.
Oh, wait a minute. It's because of his orders that the vampires aren't acting up as of late.
Akahoshi said as quickly as he could.
Also, I've been secretly keeping in touch with Leo, so lower your guns.
You have to tell me those kind of things, or else it'll cause trouble.
Yeah, why didn't you tell him those things? After giving a deep glare at Akahoshi, Mayuzumi hesitantly lowered his gun.
It wasn't in the reports from HQ. It's all your fault if you're not keeping up on them.
Oh, that again. He really doesn't, huh?
Do you understand me now?
But without even a nod of approval, Mayuzumi asked Leo a question.
One question. You're a vampire, so why do you care for the human race? Well, my parents were killed by hunters like yourselves, but after a human woman raised us.
So he has some connections.
Also, we are no more than human without drinking blood, so there's no need to hate each other. I see.
Mayuzumi nodded with a mellow yet satisfied look.
But why is it that Dirili's blood is even necessary at all? Even now, there's no other way to do this. Then, I'll just have to defeat you. I'll protect Dirili.
But then somebody else will need the blood. Akira turned into his werewolf form again. I could only watch him in surprise. I can't trust anyone. All I've been told are lies. How can I trust them? Even if it was a lie made to protect me.
If you want to fight, then do so. But my death is what Ray wants.
Isn't there anything else we can do?
Akira returned to his human form as if he had exhausted his strength.
If I were to die, Ray would succeed me, as he's the last survivor of the Appleby name. It is all under a pedigree, so it can only be a pure-blooded member or a relative in that bloodline. Aside from myself, Ray's the last. Humans would only be kept as prey if he became king.
So the vampires would run rampant.
Well, isn't this complex?
Ray must have forgotten about our caretaker, since he still holds a grudge against humans. If Ray were to become king, you get what would happen, right?
The entire human race would become prey to the vampires.
Akira said with a spiteful expression.
Ray betrayed Leo at such a bad time. This is the worst of situations. It is. I'm not king yet, and Ray knows what sacrifice he needs to become king.
Then what do we do?
Akira drew closer to Leo in an irritated manner.
We have to find a way to stop Ray and make myself a king without having to kill Dirili.
Well, you should have said that from the start.
I wanted to find a way to become king without blood-sucking. I don't want Dirili to die.
Well, you can just drink my blood without sucking it. Just draw it, that's all. Really? Choose my action. In fact, I said so from the very beginning, even before reading all of Shion's route. You promise? You promise?
Of course, especially because it's for your sake. I don't think you'll believe me for saying this suddenly, but I say all of this with honesty.
Leo said with a gentle smile, which made me calm down a bit. I suppose it'll be okay to trust him if it's only a little bit. At that time, I didn't notice that such a half-doubting heart would end up causing such a troublesome situation.
Can you really make your family decay over time by becoming a king?
I don't doubt it. We live differently from human society. The king is the one above all of us. The king is more powerful than anyone. That's why he requires special blood, the sacrifice.
For a second, Leo's eyes turned red. This made me feel a slight chill down my back.
But when there are too many rebels, the crownship is traded off to someone else.
Upon finishing his talk, everything became silent, as if we were possessed. No one talked. But Akira broke that silence.
Hey, I've been wondering this all this time, but does Dirili really want to do this? Dirili's parents were killed by vampires. Is she willing to cooperate with them now?
Huh? I never thought my opinions mattered, since I was already deeply involved in this. Well, what exactly am I supposed to do? Run away?
You're right. Dirili, what do you want to do?
I think... Time for another choice already. I will cooperate. Yeah, basically, I don't have a choice. I'll cooperate.
I feel relieved to hear you say that. Then, we'll continue the investigation.
Mayazumi said while giving a small sigh of relief.
I see. I'll come along if Dirili says she'll cooperate.
Dirili, I'm sure you'll feel anxious, but I will protect you.
Upon saying that, Leo kneeled before me.
I vow it upon my life. The king of noble blood just kneel to a human.
This is
a small charm for good luck.
Leo playfully laughed as he stood up.
Leo, was it? You really sworn yourself to protect her, huh?
Huh?
Vampires are prideful, only kneeling to those they trust, which makes them hard to deal with.
That king-to-be has kneeled before someone, showing just how seriously he thinks of you.
Hey, I'm also taking this seriously. We haven't finished our fight.
Akira yelled in frustration. Fight? The one where they were competing for me?
I'll fight you anytime, but we have to resolve this matter first.
They already had a basketball tournament and Leo won. Give it up, Akira.
Okay, just don't run at the last minute, Kay.
Right back at you.
Well, I sure do act like kids.
Well, they are kids. Well, actually, I don't know how old Leo really is. They say he's 17, but if he's a vampire...
Seriously.
With the heavy atmosphere completely gone, a bitter smile appeared on my face. But with this, I think I can feel safe. If possible, I wanted to continue living the days where I was oblivious to all of this. It's too late for that. But there's no point in running away from the truth. Regardless of the fear I was feeling, I decided to face this head on.
Okay then. First off, let's get away from here. They might come back.
I agree. Leo, we'll borrow your mansion.
Yeah, just help yourself. Upon saying that, the two of them walked off. I proceeded to follow them. But I hadn't noticed that I was keeping my distance away from everyone else as we walked. Shouldn't you all be paying attention to me and noticing this? Only Leo realized what I was doing, finally. Good thing somebody's paying attention. I'm an important person, you know. Gotta keep an eye on me. Well, we've had some action lately, and we've cooled down on the not-quite kisses. Hope to see you in my next episode or some of my other videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.